What's up, world? It's T Davis. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss a single episode of On the Top Coat. That button right there. Come for the nails while we talk a little bit.
I wanted to ask you, right, before he wrap up, right?
We still got a long way to go. She good.
Oh, okay. You are a teacher.
Yes.
How old is the youths you deal with?
5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So anywhere between 10 to 14.
Okay, 10 to 14. Okay. So I just wanted to ask you, like, in terms of the girls and boys, what is, because every generation have their own problems and their own accomplishments, right? I mean, for girls and guys, for the boys and girls separate, for both of them, what is like the advantages you see that they have now in terms of in general, and what is like the setbacks you see that they're suffering with?
Is this more so geared towards just education wise, or is
overall? Because I know, it's all integrated. Like home life affects their schooling, and their schooling affects where they're gonna go. Like I know me growing up, there wasn't a heavy reliance on technology. You know
with the technology use, like it's crazy. Like they're way more advanced. They're using their laptops for a lot more than what we had computer class. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we actually learned how to type, things like that. So it's a helpful tool, but it's a tool that they don't even know how to use fully. I still have kids that they don't even know, okay, I hold down the shift button, that's gonna make that a capital letter. They don't know that. Like they don't even know, like, okay, I can click shift and then you know how it has the comma and the period. Okay, I'm holding this down so it can put in the comma. Like they don't even really know how to use their technology like fully and vastly. They see it as the tool that's in front of them more so for entertainment purposes. But when you ask them to use it in an educational stance, some kids, not all, because again, not all kids learn the same. Some kids are very tech savvy where they know what they're doing. They know their way around a laptop. For kids that are not that tech savvy, or they're not even seeing it as an educational tool, they're more so seeing it as something as a leisure. They don't have the same emphasis on how to using it, on how to know how to use it correctly and wanting to know how to use it correctly. So it just depends on what they're exposed to, again, at home. So I teach in Newark, and I'm like in the trenches. Like, where I'm deep in Newark. So, with my students, it's like, it's a lot of battle between, okay, for one in particular, I have a student, I feel like his battle is the streets or, his education. Like, which one is seeming like more appeasing to him. Right. And he has the intellect, he has the smarts, he has everything, but the street life is just, it seems to have the thrill, it seems to have, more of the endearment that he's looking for. It has the freedom also that he doesn't want the structure too much that he's getting in school. He wants to, move how he wants to move and do as he pleases, and he knows that in school he can't do that. But he also knows that in school that he's getting his education, he is, increasing his intellect, he is making himself better, but he's in a tough spot. He don't know if he want to be in the streets or if he want to be in the classroom. Like, that's some kids' reality. Or you have some kids that understand, like, okay, this is just temporary. Like, this is their not means to an end, but it's the means to right now. Like them them knowing, like, look, I got to get this right now because we need to eat right now. Lights got to be on right now. Like, it's that type of situation. So you have kids, that understand that it's for right now. It's not the end all be all, but again, it's what they're exposed to. I've been in parent-teacher conferences, and I'm looking at the parent that's no better than the child.
Oh, I was just about to ask you that.
So
that dynamic, when you see it as a teacher, like I said, I think you guys need to be paid more, extremely more. I think on the cusp of when you like document or you just take a look at the salaries of what people do, I think you guys should be up there with like the entertainers and stuff. I'm not saying the buku millions, but I do think the salaries need to be extremely more because your level of responsibility. So well, first of all, thank you because you being a teacher, because it's not easy.
No,
it's not
yeah.
easy. It's not easy. When you see the parents,
Mm-hmm.
do you automatically say, I see why the child is struggling?
Yes.
And from that aspect, are you disheartened by seeing that? Meaning, and when I ask this question is because I'm assuming primarily the kids that you deal with is from our community.
Yes.
Are you disheartened to see that because as a black woman, you're like, are we ever going to escape this as far as, shortchanging our children to make sure that they're properly equipped to, to deal with the world and actually deal with what's out there? Because you're out there as a teacher. You're the one that's guiding them into the next phase of the high school and everything else. So from that perspective and that experience that you do have, how was that for you? You know what I mean? How is it allowed on you? Is it, because I don't think a lot of teachers really talk about the mental anguish that being a teacher brings, if it brings any. So
I mean, yeah, it does. I think for me, one of the things I learned is I can't internalize everything. Their problems are not my problems in entirety.
Right.
Their problems allow me to give back to them and figure out how I can cultivate new solutions for them, or how I can open their mind to new solutions. But I'm not internalizing what they have going on, because I have my own stuff going on.
Right.
And I'm very transparent with my students. Like,
right.
They understand that Miss A, she's human too. She goes through stuff too, and I understand that they're human, and I know how it is being a kid. Not every day you're waking up excited to come to school, Some days you just don't feel like being bothered. So for me, it's balance with my students. I definitely try to create a safe space for them where they feel comfortable talking to me about a lot of things, and we definitely have real conversations. It is disheartening to see that stuff that we thought is like, okay, we're getting better, our areas, our inner cities, our hoods, whatever, that they're getting better. But in reality, no, these kids are facing a lot of the same stuff that their parents faced. And it seems like almost like a never ending cycle, unfortunately. But then that's where I think the educators, we come in and we try to, as cliche as it is, we try to give them hope that, okay, your outcome can be different. You don't have to be, your environment doesn't have to define you.
Right.
Like, you can overcome it. So, I think it just depends on the type of educator that you are, what you want to instill in the kids, what values that you're trying to share back to them. And also, don't sympathize. Like, you can empathize with them, but nobody wants pity. And these kids know, like, I don't want you to feel sorry for me. Like, a lot of them choose their circumstances sometimes when it comes to certain things. They make their own decisions, and they'll tell you that.
Right.
So, and then if shit hits the fan, you gotta just be that listening ear for them. And that's okay too. I'm okay with being that too. I'm not I told you so. You can't do that with kids, They still learning. They still, have a lot to know about the world and how it works in and out. So, yeah. I mean, if teaching is something that you have to genuinely love doing, it's not about the check as much as, we say, yes, we want to get paid more and this and that. But, yeah, we should be getting paid more. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this because I genuinely like being around kids. I genuinely like, want to help them, because I wish that I had more teachers that genuinely cared about me. So yeah, I feel like that's my why, as why I'm doing what I'm doing.
This is a two-way street. That's how it's supposed to go.
It's a two-way street.
Because I know there's a lot of dudes that's how they usually move. They don't want nobody.
So they want to be the ones that could do whatever they want to do, but